Your dog just glanced away from you for half a second. You probably thought nothing of it. But that single look, that tiny flicker of averted eyes was a complete sentence. It was your dog saying, "I'm uncomfortable, I need a moment." And you missed it. Not because you do not care, but because nobody ever taught you what to look for. Your dog is communicating with you every single minute of every single day. You're reading maybe 10% of it. The other 90% is happening in blinks, ear positions, and weight shifts most owners never notice. Here's something that shifts everything once you really sit with it. Your dog has never been silent. Not once. From the moment you walk through the door to the moment you fall asleep on the couch together, your dog is running a continuous broadcast of thoughts, feelings, and needs. All of it delivered through a language built entirely from the body, no words, no apps, no translator required. Just signals, most of which are happening faster than a conscious thought. The problem isn't that the language is complicated. It's actually remarkably consistent once you know what you are looking for. The problem is that we've been trained, as humans, to listen for sound. We wait for the bark, the whine, the growl. And because those signals are loud and obvious, we respond to them. But by the time your dog is barking or growling, they've already said the same thing 20 quieter ways. You just weren't tuned in yet. In this video, we are going to change that. We're going to walk through the micro body language signals that most owners completely overlook. The ones happening in the eyes, the ears, the posture, the tail, and even the way your dog breathes. By the end of this, you'll have a completely different lens for watching your dog. And what you see through that lens will change your relationship in ways that no leash, no clicker, and no treat pouch ever could. Let us start with the eyes, because this is where most owners are the most blind, and also where some of the richest communication is happening. You've probably heard that a hard stare from a dog is a warning. And that's true. But what most people miss is everything on the softer end of that spectrum. Watch your dog's eyes when they are relaxed around you. They'll be slightly squinted, not dramatically, just gently narrowed, the canine equivalent of a content exhale. Now watch what happens when something makes your dog uncertain. The eyes open wider. The whites, what trainers call whale eye, start to show at the corners. This isn't aggression. This is anxiety. And it shows up seconds, sometimes minutes, before anything louder happens. Then there's the blink. A slow blink from your dog is a gift. It's a deliberate act of trust, a momentary vulnerability that says, "I feel safe enough to close my eyes around you." If you slow blink back at your dog and they return it, you are having a real conversation. That's not anthropomorphizing. That's a documented interaction rooted in how social mammals signal non-threat to each other. And then there's the look away. When a dog averts their gaze during a tense moment, most owners read it as guilt or submission. It's actually neither. It's a calming signal, a deliberate de-escalation move. Your dog is saying, "I do not want conflict. Let us bring this temperature down." When you see that, the right response is to stop whatever you are doing and give them a beat. Not because you are rewarding bad behavior, but because you are honoring a request for space that came in the only language your dog has. Now let us move to the ears, because ear position is one of the fastest changing signals your dog sends, and it shifts with every new stimulus in the environment. Ears forward, pointed toward something, means focused attention. Your dog is tracking. They're interested and alert, but not necessarily tense. Ears pulled flat against the head, plastered back, usually signals fear or extreme submission. If you see this paired with a tucked tail and a low body posture, your dog is telling you they are overwhelmed. That's not cute nervousness. That's a dog in distress. But here's the one most people miss: asymmetrical ears. When one ear tilts forward and one pulls back slightly, your dog is processing something genuinely ambiguous to them. They're curious and uncertain at the same time. This is the look of a dog who isn't sure whether something is safe or not. If you see this, do not push the interaction forward. Let your dog gather more information before making a move. The tail is the signal everyone thinks they understand. They're wrong. A wagging tail does not mean a happy dog. This is one of the most dangerous misconceptions in the dog world, and it gets people bitten every year. What matters is not whether the tail is wagging, it is how it is wagging and where it is positioned. A tail held high and wagging stiffly, almost vibrating, is not friendliness. It's arousal and potential challenge. A tail held low and wagging loosely, sweeping in wide arcs, is genuine comfort and openness. A tail that's tucked fully under the body is fear. A tail that's horizontal, moving in a moderate sweep, is a dog who's engaged and relatively relaxed. Short start here's what nobody tells you about tail wags. The direction matters too. Research shows that dogs wag more to the right when they see something they feel positive about, and more to the left when they are uncertain or stressed. You will not always catch this in real time, but when you do, when you notice that the wag is pulling more to one side, you are reading a signal that runs deeper than most owners ever go. Short end. Now let us talk about the body itself, weight distribution, posture, and movement, because this is where the conversation gets incredibly nuanced. A dog leaning forward is engaged and potentially asserting. A dog leaning back is cautious or retreating. A dog who shifts their weight to their hindquarters suddenly, mid-interaction, has just decided they want the option to leave. Honor that. Don't rush forward to reassure them. Let them recalibrate. Play bow, front end down, rear end up, is one of the clearest signals in the entire canine vocabulary. It means let us do something together, and it is almost always genuine. But watch what happens right after the play bow. If the other dog or the human responds and they snap into a stiff posture immediately, the play invitation was a reset attempt after tension. They were trying to shift the mood, not actually feeling playful. Freezing is one of the most important signals you need to learn to recognize, and it is one of the easiest to misread as calm. A dog who goes completely still mid-movement, who stops and holds, is not relaxed. They're making a decision. The stillness before a storm. If you see your dog freeze, stop everything. Slow your movements. Give them space. Do not reach forward. Do not raise your voice. Do not make sudden movements. Just wait. Let us get even more granular, because micro signals, the ones happening in fractions of a second, are where your literacy can really transform your relationship. Lip licks that happen outside of mealtime are calming signals. Your dog is self-soothing or trying to de-escalate a situation. If you are petting your dog and they lip lick, they might not be enjoying it as much as you think. Yawning in non-sleepy contexts is the same thing. A stress release and a social signal that says I am trying to stay calm here. Shedding in unusual amounts during a vet visit or a car ride isn't just a quirk. It's a physiological stress response. Panting without heat or exercise is anxiety made visible. Shaking off that full-body shimmy your dog does after a tense moment is a literal reset, a way of physically shedding the stress hormones that just flooded their system. Short start the shake-off is one of the most overlooked signals in dog body language. You see your dog interact with something stressful. Maybe a stranger approached too fast, maybe there was a loud noise, and then a moment later they do that full-body shake, like they just got out of a pool. That's not random. That's your dog physically resetting their nervous system, and the fact that they can do it means they are resilient. They're okay, but it also tells you the previous moment cost them something. Pay attention to what came before the shake-off, because that's what your dog found hard. Short end now, here's the piece that pulls everything together, and it is the piece most owners never get to because they are still stuck thinking of. Body language as a collection of individual signals. You have to read the whole picture, all at once, in context. A wagging tail paired with pinned ears and whale eye is not a happy dog. A yawn paired with a loose body and soft eyes is probably just a tired dog. A freeze paired with a stiff tail and forward weight means something very different than a freeze paired with a tucked tail and backwards lean. The signals layer. They modify each other. And the context, what just happened, who's in the room, what the environment sounds like, changes everything. This is why dog body language literacy is a skill, not a checklist. You're not looking for one signal and reacting to it. You're watching a conversation unfold in real time, reading the emotional arc of it, and responding to the whole thing rather than a single frame. And here's what changes when you get good at this. You stop being reactive to your dog's behavior. You start being responsive to your dog's inner state. There's a fundamental difference. Reactive means you wait until the bark, the snap, the lunge, and then you deal with it. Responsive means you see the discomfort building 15 steps earlier, and you step in calmly before it ever has to escalate. Your dog's behavior doesn't happen in a vacuum. Every outburst, every reactive moment, every time your dog has done something that embarrassed or scared you, it was preceded by a chain of quieter signals that went unanswered. Not because you are a bad owner, because you didn't know what to look for yet. Now you do. Start small. Pick one signal, the lip lick, the look away, the ear position, and make it your focus for 1 week. Just notice it. Don't try to fix anything yet. Just observe how often it happens, in what situations, with what result. You'll be surprised how quickly your eye sharpens once you give it something specific to look for. Then add another signal, and another. And before long, you are not watching a dog anymore. You're reading a whole inner world that was always there, always talking to you, just waiting for you to finally tune in. When you are not bracing yourself for the next outburst, when you are not confused and helpless after another moment that seemed to come out of nowhere, you show up differently. You're calmer, more present, more confident in the room, and your dog feels that shift immediately, because they were reading your body language this whole time too. If this changed the way you see your dog, even a little, then take that lens with you the next time you are just sitting together. Not training, not walking, just existing in the same space. Watch the ears. Notice the eyes. Pay attention to where the weight is. You do not need to do anything with what you see right away. Just watch. Because the more you practice reading your dog in calm moments, the sharper your instincts become when it actually matters. That's the work. Quiet, consistent attention. And if you want to keep going deeper into how your dog thinks and what they're really trying to tell you, the next video is right there when you are ready. Thanks for watching. If you loved this video, scan the QR code on the screen right now to subscribe and join the Pawsome Life family. Give your dog a belly rub for us, and we will see you in the next video.